Hello. So I was going to film a mukbang, but I don't really fancy inhaling a lot of food today, which is very unlike me, not going to lie. Either way, we're going to sit, we're going to have a chat, but it's just not a mukbang. Apologies. But a lot of you have actually asked for like an old school chatty video, and I thought we could do a little bonus Sunday video. Partly because I'm feeling extra inspired right now, and also to say thank you so much for 80,000 subscribers. My sub count is like blowing my mind recently, and I just love it a lot. Our community's growing and it's exciting. So thank you very much. Welcome to the family if you're new, and I hope you enjoy this little get to know me Q&A video. If you do enjoy it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed, click the subscribe button because it's completely free. We love a freebie. So I have a bunch of questions. I asked them on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, do, because then you can get involved in the next video, and I'm a lot more active over there actually. So first question, any tips for getting over creative burnout? So I think personally, and I know a lot of other creatives say this, is to just stop what you're doing, take a break, have a minute. So whether that's just opening a window, sitting downstairs and having a minute, or going for a walk, or just stopping completely for the day and looking at it again tomorrow. This was actually something that one of my university tutors told me. It's really good, especially in like design as a field, a creative field, is to look at things with a fresh pair of eyes. So if you've been staring at a project all day and you're like losing the will to live a little bit and you can't really see progress, he always told us just to stop, sleep on it and look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. So that's my tip of the day. How do you find confidence to share your designs from a designer's point of view? So I don't think I do actually. I want to work on this. I want to share more of like my work in progress designs and actually allow myself to like experiment a little bit. I'm such a perfectionist. I only really like sharing things when I think they're perfect. But that really does hold me back in a lot of senses. So I would like to put more of my design work onto like my main Instagram account rather than only sharing like the creative side of me on my Soul and Fire account. Because right now when you go on like my main Instagram, you can't really tell I'm a graphic designer because there's no design work on there, and I want to change that. How are you doing? I'm actually doing really good. I feel like you might be able to tell if you've watched me for a little while, but I had a bit of like a meltdown right at the beginning of lockdown. And I'm feeling so much better now. Things have sort of worked out and I'm feeling much happier. I'm feeling much more stable in myself, in my business. My confidence is back. I feel more like me. The anxiety is under control. It's still there, but we're dealing, and yeah, I'm feeling really good. Thank you for asking. I hope you're good too. How has it been 25? You know what? I still can't believe that I'm actually 25. Like, I swear I was 15 last year. I, like, mentally, I don't feel any older. And I remember thinking that 25-year-olds had their shit together, and I really don't. Like, it's strange, isn't it? As you grow up, you feel like people, like, know what they're doing, but really, no one has a clue. Everyone's just winging it. And actually, I recently watched a video that I uploaded on my channel 5 years ago, and it was a message to my 25-year-old self, and I realised that obviously I can watch that now. And it was so weird looking at me. I was like really timid. I was quite shy. It was like when my channel was sort of just starting. I was in my first year of uni. I promised myself I was going to graduate. So yeah, that was really interesting to watch. But 25 is weird. I do like the growth that I've like been through now, and I'm a lot more confident than 15-year-old or 20-year-old me. So hopefully it keeps going upwards. But it's just a bit weird, isn't it? Ooh, okay. Do you have anxiety from not having a set salary? If so, how do you get over it? So yeah, I definitely do. I get quite anxious about money quite often. I'm such a saver, and I hate it when my bank account is low, and I like gave me so much stress at uni when I was like a broke uni student. But because I am good at saving, I do have like a little bit of a backup. So I guess that is what helps the anxiety, knowing that I do have some money in the bank if I don't get any self-employed jobs for a while. But yeah, I definitely feel an anxiety of not having like a set wage. But then again, even people now, especially in recent times that have a set wage, have been sort of struggling because of the world situation. So previously self-employed jobs were like iffy and a bit like scary to have, but now literally any job could be sort of daunting in that sort of sense. Alice, I absolutely love your energy and you seem to be so happy all the time. Any tips? Okay, firstly, I'm just gonna like squash this like idea of me. I am most certainly not happy all the time. I'm actually quite a grumpy person. I'm moody, let's say, and I definitely show like my happiest mode when I'm on camera because one, I love filming, and two, you don't want to sit and like watch me when I'm like being really monotone. I spend like 90% of my life staring at my laptop with my resting bitch face out, just like. So I've got to make up for it somewhere, and I have like bursts of energy. I do have like my moments of like being really energized and like happy and chatty, and then I'll switch back into like introverted workaholic mode. So it just sort of depends what mode I'm in. But obviously when you guys see me, you see me when I'm in like work happy mode, and I really enjoy what I do. So that's why it probably comes across that I'm always happy. Any tips on being happy? Do things that you love. Do things for yourself, be selfish, make sure you take time for yourself. I think in general, I've just learned a lot to care for me, and I'm like the most important person in my life. So if I'm happy, then I can help make other people happy, you know? I feel like that's something I've sort of learnt with age. Maybe it's the 25-year-old in me. Who knows? Oh, by the way, before you ask, this phone case, I always get asked where it's from. It's just from Amazon, and so is this little pop socket-y ring thing. It came in a set of 2. I'll leave them linked in the description because I always get asked when I have my phone on screen where this is from. How do your parents react when you told them you want to work on your own, self-employed? So I think, to be honest, okay, I say this a lot, but I started being self-employed when I was 16. I decided I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to do something creative. So that's when I sort of started earning a little bit of an income. I did a few little photo shoots. So I think even from then, they could tell that I didn't want to have a boss. I said from such a young age, I don't want to be bossed around. I don't want to have a boss. So it wasn't really a surprise, and isn't a surprise that I'm now like working for myself. I think that was always going to happen just because I'm stubborn, basically have been stubborn since about the age of 2. But yeah, I think that's worked to my advantage in the long run, and it wasn't a surprise. And luckily for me, my parents have always been super, super supportive. So yeah, very happy about that. Tips on how to start your own business. Okay, so I'd say do something that you're passionate about. Then I'd say start small, because you don't want to put all your, this is like a Love Island term, you don't want to put all your eggs into one basket, because you don't want to risk things going wrong and then you're losing everything. So like for what I did, I first started with prints on Soul and Fire because prints are pretty easy to buy. They're quite cheap for me to buy. So I didn't have to put too much money into it in the first place. That sort of allowed me to test the waters a little bit and then slowly invest in more things. I also do recommend keeping track of your finances as like right from the get-go. So track everything that you've put into the business, track all the incoming, the outgoing, all that kind of stuff. Do that right from the start, just so you get a good go at it. Even if you're not really making any money at the beginning, it gets you into a good habit for the future, for when you are making good money, because we all can. What hardware do you use? So I have quite a lot of hardware which I've sort of like accumulated over the years, and it's all usually linked in the description. But what I use the most is obviously my laptop. It's a MacBook Pro 2013 edition. She's an old girl, but I love her a lot, and she's still going strong, touch wood. I also use my keyboard and mouse from Logitech, very kindly gifted to me. I use my camera, my iPad. I guess they're the main things. Obviously I have my Wacom tablet too, but like I said, there's links in the description. There are a lot of different bits of kit that I have. But what I will say is, please don't think that you have to have these things in order to do a job like mine, in order to be creative, to be a designer or whatever. Because I literally started out with a laptop. It wasn't even a MacBook. Yeah, you don't need snazzy equipment to be creative at all. So don't feel overwhelmed. These things are all things that I like. I like the saying, remember the time when you dreamt of having what you have today. And I feel like that really does apply, because I was so in awe of people with MacBooks. and I bought myself one, and I still have to pinch myself that I have one. So yeah, it's all been built over time. Don't think I'm like, you have to do this, like, you don't. Ooh, if you had to do a totally different degree to yours, what would you have chosen? I think if I had not gone to uni at all yet, but I'd still discovered that I liked design, I obviously would have done a graphic design degree, although I know that I would get imposter syndrome and feel like I wasn't good enough, because there are so many more technically skilled designers out there that I like often compare myself to, and that's a really bad trait of mine. But yeah, I think graphic design probably, or if creative stuff wasn't involved at all, I'd probably choose like a marketing job, so something to do with PR, maybe like advertising. Why are you so cute? Ooh, okay, 2 questions sort of linked together. Where do you see your business going in the future, and what's your goals for the next 3 years? So business-wise, I think I would love to expand the products that I have. So I'd love to make notebooks. I want to do a calendar, maybe like a pencil case. Do you know, like sticky notes that are all in like one set, like in a book, and there's like different size sticky notes? I love those things. I want to make them. More clothing, maybe. Whilst we're on that subject, actually, I thought I'd quickly mention I'm releasing new clothing on Soul and Fire this coming Thursday, 20th of August. There's a clothing thing happening. If you want to stay up to date, if you want to see the sneak peeks, I'll leave a link in the description. And you can see. Thought I'd just throw that in there, you know, shameless self-promo. Yeah, so I guess future things for Soul and Fire, build the product range. I would love to be like featured in shops like Paper Chase, or do you know, like independent shops, even if it's just like a small indie shop of like small businesses. I'd love to be in there. And again, I think I'm holding myself back from that due to like imposter syndrome, but hopefully we'll get there. And then personal life, top of the list, as always, buy a house. Battery died. But yeah, top of the list, buy a house. Then I get like, I'm not very good at planning things. They just kind of happen. Like I don't have a 5-year plan, but I would love a house. I want to be happy. I want to be comfortable. I don't want everything in the world. I just want to be able to like sustain myself, build a little family, be happy, travel a little bit. I just want to do all those like classic things, you know, and I think that'd be super cute. If you weren't a graphic designer or a YouTuber, what job would you have? I always think about this, you know. I've always said if I wasn't a YouTuber, obviously I'd fall back and do graphic design. That's sort of what my degree is kind of in, loosely. And obviously I have the skills there. However, this question is, what if you couldn't be a designer? This interests me. I feel like it'd be something creative. So again, probably like marketing, advertising, or like, I honestly don't know. I've never really been interested in anything other than creativity. So getting rid of that completely baffles me. I just don't know. It'd be interesting. Let me know what you'd be. Or actually, let me know what you wanted to be when you were younger versus what you are striving to be now or already are. Let me know. I'd be intrigued to know about that. Since you're a designer, did you always have the talent to draw? I don't think I have drawing talent. I can copy things, and I've sort of, you kind of get brought up to think that copying things is bad, but really that is sort of art in general. Like you have to learn via like imitating other people and then developing your own style along the way. So I still think I'm sort of at that copying stage of like, obviously not like point blank copying someone, but taking ideas from other people and like making it my own. So I really don't think I have that like drawing talent, not to some other people's levels. I can't just like pick up a piece of paper and just draw something amazing. I use my computer to my advantage. So in that sense, I honestly don't think to be a graphic designer you need to be able to draw. And I know a lot of people have that same opinion, because really you've got the tools. Obviously I've got the Adobe suite, I've got my iPad, and those tools are amazing to make someone who can't necessarily draw create great things. Do you have anything exciting to look forward to for the last half of 2020? I'm going on a little family holiday to Wales in a couple of weeks. which I'm very excited about. It'll be very cute. I didn't actually have any holidays booked this year at all, so I haven't been let down by anything. I'm just sort of rolling with it and seeing what happens. Do I have anything exciting? I mean, Christmas. Gotta love Christmas. Love autumn. I love the colours of autumn. This isn't a very good answer currently. Ooh, actually, wait. I have a very exciting thing happening business-wise. So it's sort of a brand collaboration, I guess, and I'm not 100% sure what I can share about this, but I'm working with a company to create a project, and it's getting released mid-October, and it's going to be right up your alley if you're into learning about design, if you're into Adobe software, if you want to better your skills. I'm doing a huge project to do with that, and my brain is fried doing it. I'm very overwhelmed, but I am so excited to get started. We're just sort of getting the ball rolling. It's going to be like a 3-month long project for me, but I'm very excited about it, and I feel like you guys will really enjoy it and really benefit from it too. So watch this space. I know that's so annoying, but it's worth the wait, I promise. Ooh, programs and courses for beginners. So this is obviously not sponsored, but I work with Skillshare, and I really do recommend Skillshare. That is the website I went to when I left uni and I felt really lost. I didn't really know what to do with myself. So on Skillshare you can learn like design, illustration, Procreate, finance, accounting. There are a lot of things. I talk about it a lot. I have like a 2-month free trial for you guys. So if you click the link, you get a 2-month free trial. Yeah, I really recommend websites like Skillshare. I think they're really valuable, and it's professionals talking about their profession, so it's right from like, is the phrase right from the horse's mouth? Is that a phrase, or I've just made that up? Did you always know you wanted to be a graphic designer? I didn't. So obviously originally I was a photographer, did that from 16. Then when I was 17, I got sort of a job with a local photographer. We did event photography, so alongside photographing like fashion photography and my old dance school, I actually did 3 weddings, and by the time I got past like wedding 1, I realised I hated doing weddings, but I'd already signed contracts. So yeah, I did that. I did event photography. I did the event photography right up until I went to uni, and I actually nearly took over the company. Like, the owner of it was going to pass it all down to me, but when that was due to happen, I realised that I wanted more from life. I guess I wanted more of a challenge, hence going to uni. Went to uni for 3 years. Didn't really know. I did like a course that was very vague. It explored a lot of creative subjects like film, TV, radio, photography, lots of things. And then by the time I'd finished uni, I realised I really liked graphic design. So that's how I kind of fell into graphic design. Although, in reflection, I realised back in year 10 when I did work experience, and if you're from the UK, you'll know you do 2 weeks worth of work experience during high school, and I actually went to a graphic design agency to do my work experience because I wanted to be a graphic designer. And I sort of forgot about this, but going to that work experience actually completely put me off of being a graphic designer because they just left me doing the boring admin stuff, and that's not what I wanted to do. So I sort of came full circle. Ooh, would you ever get an assistant or a creative partner / co-worker? I feel like I really do need to get a like assistant of some sort, because I have, especially now because I've got this big project on, I have so many different things I want to do, and I feel like I'm almost at that stage where I'm not going to grow anymore, and I need to invest some money into getting someone else to help me with the bits that I'm maybe not the best at, so then I can focus my time and energy into the bits that I am good at and that I enjoy, and then we can grow together. The only thing is, obviously, that's really daunting. That's paying someone else some money. And obviously money gives me anxiety. So not sure how that's going to go. I do want to hire someone. I'm not sure in what capacity. Maybe a virtual assistant, maybe someone that I know. I'm not sure. But that would be really cool, because so some projects I have in mind. I want to create obviously more projects for Soul and Fire. I want to do a calendar. I want to do like pencil cases, stuff like that, like proper stationery aisle in Wilko kind of thing. But the background work that takes is a lot, so I think that like research side of things, finding suppliers, that would be really good for me to like get an assistant for. I also really want to develop my Patreon. If you didn't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I've recently opened my Patreon and I've got like a small group of you guys on there who are supporting me, who are patrons. Thank you so much if that's you. Hi, you're the best. So Patreon, if you don't know what it is, obviously you get these videos and this content and all the other content that I do for free. So Patreon's for those of you who want to support me in an additional way, and in return you get exclusive things that I don't share with anyone else. So there's 3 levels you can pledge. I think it's £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and then for each layer, each tier, you get a different reward. And moving forward, I do really want to put a lot of time into that. I want to do like Patreon podcasts, like videos, lots of different really cool perks for those of you who want to be a patron. So that again, I'll need an assistant for that because that's a whole job in itself. I don't know, that would be something cool. It's just like a little pipeline dream. If you do want to check out my Patreon, I'll leave the link in the description, of course. But yeah, watching this video and liking it is enough for me, so don't feel pressure in that sense. I was quite hesitant to open it, but a lot of people have suggested going down that route. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, finally, I feel like it's a good one to end on. Any tips on how to start out as a freelance graphic designer? So obviously I only have my own experience. What I did was I put it out there on Facebook. I sort of told everyone on my friends list that I was available to do graphic design work. I sort of showed the work that I'd created already and then went from there. So I did a lot of mock briefs. There's a website called Briefbox. I think it still exists. I've not used it for a while. But on there you can follow a brief and create a project, and you can put it in your portfolio. For example, if I wanted to start designing posters for people, I'd do a bunch of posters for like fake clients, put them on my Facebook and be like, hey guys, if you're in need of a poster, this is examples of my work. And then that's the sort of work I would attract. I sort of went about it that way. Obviously I had my Instagram followers and some of you guys were here at that point, so I had a little bit wider of an audience, but yeah, it was more about like shouting about what I was available for, letting people know, reminding people, and then gaining the confidence to sort of build it up from there. That's sort of how I did it. I'm sure there are people watching this with better tips and advice. So if you got to the end of the video and if you have advice for someone who's creative or who wants to start their own business, please let us know in the comments. Don't be a silent viewer. I'm guilty of this myself, but I love interacting with you guys in the comments. This is a chatty video from me, so I love to chat with you guys. Let's make it a two-way conversation. All right, I'm going to stop babbling now. I'm sure you're bored of hearing my voice. Thank you so much for your endless support. Honestly, it means so much. Don't forget to head to Soul and Fire on Thursday at 6 p.m. to check out the new t-shirts, and yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday for another video. Bye!